How you doing, everyone? Scott here, and this is going to be my response to Ron Haggerty, Mind Over Metal. Ron basically started a thread where he thought, is it okay to still have a favourite band, although he's in his 40s. He's maybe heard some people say it's kind of like a childish thing to have a favourite band. I'm going to say it's awesome to have a favourite band. I've got a favourite band that I go back to time and time again, and I honestly cannot see any other band coming close. Although there are bands that I absolutely love, like to death, that I probably couldn't go without, I do have a band that I collect all their music, memorabilia, posters, picture discs, everything. I just try and get as much stuff as I can. Autographed memorabilia as well. A lot of you already know who this band is if you've seen my earlier videos or heard me mention them in other videos. But that band for me is Motley Crue. And it's not just for me the music. Although the music is like 80% of why I love Motley Crue. It's the whole thing as a package. I could maybe see people agreeing with me on this level, like when it comes to Kiss. Kiss right now there's not just a band anymore, they're a brand. I'm not saying Motley Crue are a brand, but they just bring that whole package with them. So to start off, I got into Motley Crue maybe about just under 15 years ago, and I was not a massive hard rock fan. I wasn't a big metal fan. I wasn't really a fan of anything. I was kind of in limbo of what I really liked. I knew I loved music, but I didn't really have a set genre that I absolutely loved. I was just kind of going along with what was out at the time, and I did have a collection of CDs, and they were kind of like a mix of like Bon Jovi, Guns N' Roses, but I wasn't as deeply into that kind of stuff then as I am now. So Motley Crue, I was walking through HMV one day, and I basically saw a stand of Motley Crue CDs and albums and all sorts that were on sale. And I really liked the song Girls, Girls, Girls. It's the only Motley Crue song that I knew, and I thought, why not? I'll pick it up. I think everything was £5 on the shelf, so I just thought I'll take it home and give it a go. So this is Girls, Girls, Girls here. This is not the original copy that I bought, that got trashed because I played it so much. It just belonged in my car. This is one of the reissues from the Crucial Crew collection, and as you can see on the back, Girls, Girls, Girls is song number 2. So as soon as I put the CD on, I skipped forward and put Girls, Girls, Girls on, listened through some of the album, heard the likes of Dancing on Glass, which I thought was great, Bad Boy Boogie, a couple of weak songs on this, obviously. Got to You're All I Need, absolutely loved it, and then I'd always just skip right back to song number 2 again. But what I didn't realise is song number 1 is Wild Side. Don't know if you can see that, but it is Wild Side, and I finally put that on and it just blew my mind. I just thought, this is fucking amazing. Why have I not heard this before? So I listened to this CD for a few weeks, just over and over again, and I thought it was amazing. So that's what got me into researching Motley Crue. I thought, right, I need to buy some more albums from Motley Crue, see what they've really got. Heard that, or read somewhere that Dr. Feelgood was their only number 1 album, so went out and bought that. Thought it was tremendous. After I bought Dr. Feelgood, I then thought these guys must be great live. I had loads of different MP3s downloaded, but I didn't really know, apart from the albums that I had, didn't really know what songs were on what albums. So I kind of just took it all in as one big like greatest hits I had on my MP3. And then I went out and I bought this, the Carnival of Sins tour from 2005, and mind blown. I'd never seen a show like it, and these guys, I mean, if you're a Motley Crue fan, you should have this DVD. It's just an amazing show. It's huge, there's bombs going off, there's so much going on. I just thought, this is absolutely insane. And that's when I started to hear other songs from their discography. Songs like Red Hot, On With The Show, which I'd never heard, Too Young To Fall In Love, which is one of my favourite Crue songs, Louder Than Hell, Primal Scream. Really catapulted me into just finding all their stuff. After this, I then bought their book, The Dirt, and I was amazed that these guys were even still alive. And I know for a lot of you, lifestyle, it's all about the music. For me, it was everything. The lifestyle, the stories that I was reading in this book, I was just like, these guys are fucking insane. And it almost struck a chord with me. Not saying I'm as crazy as them, but if you were 20 years old and you were given that much money and success, I thought I could easily be like that. And I was almost kind of attracted to that lifestyle, the old school rock and roll, like rock star lifestyle, like the girls, the drugs, the shows, being on the road. I just thought that could be me. I could do that. I think I would enjoy that. Maybe not now, because I can't even handle drinking 2 nights in a row. But back then I thought, yeah, I could really get into this. So read the book, absolutely loved it, because it was a book by the whole band. There was chapters from each member of the band, and I just loved hearing about the antics that went on back in the 80s. So I was completely drawn in. And then once I started listening to the first 5 albums, I then picked up, I basically had the first 5 albums. It took me a while to really get into the John Corabi album, the self-titled from 1994, but I finally did pick that up and I absolutely love that now. The only album that came out when I was around was, well, when I was old enough to really appreciate it, was Saints of Los Angeles, which came out in 2008. Got that, love it now. Wasn't too keen on it when I first heard it, but love it now. And there was then one Christmas, maybe about 8 years ago, my cousin, just for a laugh, bought me this kind of printed A5 little poster with all the autographs of Motley Crue on it. And I mean, it was printed, it wasn't an official signed poster, but she's put it in a wee frame because I love Motley Crue, and she said, that's just for you, it cost me like a £5, don't worry, it's not actually signed. But then I just got the bug for collecting memorabilia. So I started collecting magazines, like all the Kerrang magazines with the front covers of Motley Crue. Started collecting posters from back in the day. Signed memorabilia, have a signed album. I've got signed posters, all sorts of stuff, which you'll be able to see in my earlier videos, and all the tour programs as well, because I was obviously never around to see these tours. So yeah, I just got absolutely catapulted in, and what Motley Crue did as well was opened up a gateway to all these other bands. I'd never heard of the likes of Dokken, Rat, Cinderella, Warrant. I'd never heard of any of these bands, so getting into Motley Crue, it just went like that, and I thought, finally I've found the music I'm supposed to be listening to. So it's just, and it's always a band that I go back to. They almost feel like, to me, the mothership, and then you've got all these other bands coming off the mothership, and then I always go back to Motley, but then I venture into the other bands as well. So yeah, I don't think it's wrong at all having a favourite band, because Motley Crue are certainly mine. There's obviously bands that come close, like Judas Priest come very close, Iron Maiden come very close. But I think for me, the way I see it is, just for example, say there's 10 things that have to be all aligned for you to, they all have to be aligned to be your favourite band. Judas Priest and Iron Maiden might have a couple of things off. See, for Motley, it's all in line. All the 10 things are in line, and that they're all there, present in the music, in the lifestyle, all that kind of stuff. For me, Judas Priest and Iron Maiden are kind of like a wee bit off kilter, so they're just not quite perfect for me, but nearly. As well as Iron Maiden having a few weak albums, Judas Priest do have weak albums as well, and I'm not going to sit here and deny that Motley Crue don't have any weak albums, because they certainly do. First 5 for me are amazing. People, some people hate Theatre of Pain. I still love Theatre of Pain, although it is weak to me as well compared to others, and I think that's what makes me that makes them my favourite band as well, because you can take their poor material and still appreciate it. Apart from Generation Swine, the 1997 release from them was absolutely shit. I'm not going to lie about that. That was I would be happy never to listen to that again. But the first 5 to me, amazing. Self-titled with John Corabi, amazing. Generation Swine, bad. New Tattoo, okay. It's by far not my favourite, but I can still listen to it and I can appreciate it. And Saints of Los Angeles is a really great album as well. And plus all their live albums in between. So yeah, it's just the mothership for me of the bands that I love, and it's been the gateway band for me to just basically broaden my mind into the music that I listen to now. So they'll always be my favourite, and I really can't see any other band beating them. I mean, there's obviously albums that I do like more than some Motley Crue albums, but it's not enough for me to think, oh, this band is now my favourite band. That would just never happen. So to answer the question, I hope that has answered the question. I might have gone into a bit too much detail, I don't know, but you just do what you like. Have a favourite band, because at the same time, you don't really choose the band chooses you, if you know what I mean. You don't go out wandering about going, I need to find the favourite band. You discover it for yourself. It's by accident. You can't tell yourself not to have a favourite band. You can't say, no, I don't like them as much as I think I do, because you do. So I think it's a good thing. Just appreciate the band and enjoy their music and everything they have that follows. So that is my response to Metal Run. So great thread response. I've really enjoyed watching everybody else's videos as well. And that's it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.